This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Earth Angel in collaboration with Harvest to Treasure Foundation's Perfect Love Jamaica talent show and gospel concert. Saturday, May 18 at Friendship Primary School, Fairfield Road, Spanish Town. For tickets and info, dial 876-843-3710.
Time in the Jamaican space, Colin Levy, aka Iley Dread, was ranked among the elites of reggae and dancehall. This as the Canadian-based Jamaican consistently invested talent and financial capital in pretty much all facets of the industry. In 2019, Iley Dread's kingdom came tumbling down when he was arrested and charged in the US for conspiracy to distribute ecstasy, a story that brought us to this city.
On exclusive, the rise, fall, and rising again story of Iley Dread Levy. We'll be right back.
On Stage with Winford Williams.
This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Earth Angel in collaboration with Harvest to Treasure Foundation's Perfect Love Jamaica talent show and gospel concert. Saturday, May 18 at Friendship Primary School, Fairfield Road, Spanish Town. For tickets and info, dial 876-843-3710.
Exclusive, the rise, fall, and rising again story of Colin Iley Dread Levy.
A story of rise, fall, and rising again that brought us to Toronto, Canada, in the presence right now of the man himself, Iley Dread. Iley, blessed love, sir.
Greetings, Mr. Winford.
Thanks for having us.
And check this out. Though I'm feeling down, I'm not worried, man. You know why? When you're at the bottom, on the one way you can go anywhere.
So you actually went to the bottom, you're saying?
When you're on the bottom, of course. Oh, yeah. I'm down. I'm keeping it real. I'm down. I'm like never been this down. Feeling down. But I'm inspired by my whole experience, and that's the inspiration makes me feel motivated and encouraged, by the love and support from my musical family, my brothers and sisters in Christ, really makes me feel encouraged.
Okay, I'll hear more from that. I wanted to pick up back there, but I wanted to take us back to where were you when you were arrested in terms of your careers, the various careers that you were carrying?
I was riding Ironman. I was doing very well. I was like, my dreams was just fulfilling because I was in the process of putting together event that I dreamed to produce, an event called Reggae Ambassadors Award. So I was in the process of putting that project together. I was working also on my book titled harsh reality. I was, of course, my annual events, not just in Canada, but in Europe and all over. So I was wearing many caps, and
Yes.
I was doing fine. I was doing.
So you were wearing all the caps?
Yes.
Even at that time?
Definitely.
Okay, and all right, so take us into what happened.
It's been a minute now. You know, I have to jog my memory a little. But on the 28th of October 2018, I stopped at a location to meet up with some of my musicians, brethren. We were going to rehearsal.
Yeah.
You know, so while I was there, waiting for the rest of the musicians to arrive, this particular brethren is a brethren I know that always like to smoke a spliff or so before him, you know, take up his guitar and ready for string and so forth. So I was giving him some herb, you know, in the parking lot, which was also close to a Tim Martin. And I recognized that there was many cars parking around and so forth, but I wasn't really paying attention who's sitting in the cars or anything like that. I have a kind of a free will way about dealing with marijuana. I never ever feel like I'm doing something wrong, or so maybe a bit naive about the law of the land and so forth. But anyway, while giving him the marijuana, I saw two officers, you know, uniform officers, step out the car and say, what are you doing? What's that? And I recognized that there was a police officer. So I said, I'm just giving my brethren some herb, officer. Just some herb, good herb. And so the officer said, ganja, you mean ganja, marijuana? And I said, yes, officer. So he walked over to me and he told me to open the bag. I opened the bag and he looked and he saw the marijuana. He took it from me and he asked me if I have any more. And I told him, yes, I have some more. I say, you know, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna tell it as it is because it don't make sense for me to lie to him because if you look into check in my vehicle, you're gonna see that, you know. So I told him, I said yes, and he opened the car and he told me to open the door. I did, and I actually have quite a bit more than actually what I had in the bag, and he said to me, well, you know, we're gonna have to arrest you. So at the time, I had a permit to have a certain amount of marijuana legally, but the amount of marijuana that I have was above or more than the legal amount that I was supposed to have based on the permit. So even though I was showing, I gave him the permit and so forth, he looked at it and I don't know, he called. He went on the phone and he called somebody. I don't know if it's one of his superior or what, and he come back and tell me to put my hand behind me and he, you know, took me to jail. So when I arrived at the jail now, you know, it was my first time, you know, so being a rookie, I never really know the things that I learned after, you know, so I was just there waiting, and then somebody came and asked me if I have a lawyer, or if I want a lawyer. So I said, yes, I need a lawyer, and they said, if I have a lawyer, I said, no, I don't have a lawyer. I've never had any reason, I never thought that I need to have a lawyer, but I would like to get a lawyer. And they eventually told me that I could come and speak to a lawyer, and they took me out the audience area where I was, and somebody, I don't know who I was talking, I didn't see the person, it was on the phone. The person I was talking to me explained to me that she's not a lawyer, but she could get a lawyer for me. So she was asking me my story, what happened. I explained to her and all of that. Anyways, she told me somebody would call me within an hour or so. Well, I was there all night until the following morning when our lawyer finally come and visit me, and I explained the whole situation to the lawyer and so forth, and he explained to me that he's gonna give me bail. He also told me that the officers told him that they went to my house and found other things there and more marijuana, whatever. So I said to the lawyer that I said to him that I don't understand what he's saying, because the house that he was telling me that they went is not my house, number one, you know, and my house, which I had, where I was living at the time, and all my paperwork, my driver's license and everything. I know there was nothing there as such as no marijuana or anything at all that they were saying that they found, anything like that. So the lawyer said, don't worry about it. He will get to the bottom of it and so forth, and he's gonna get me bail. I was there until the following day. Then the following day now, when I was supposed to get bonded out, the lawyer told me that the officers said that they're going to have to do international search to make sure that I don't have any warrant before they can grant me bail. They searched in Canada, and I was clear, but they did a thing they call Interpol, I think the name of it.
Interpol, yes.
Yeah, that is worldwide, and they said they came up with that I have a warrant in the state of Florida. And so I actually told the lawyer that was totally foolishness. That's what I said. That was word for word. I said that was not possible. It was impossible because I knew that I never had any incident or not even a parking ticket in the United States. So telling me that I have a warrant in Florida, I thought it was nonsense. So I told the lawyer that was not possible. Mm-hmm. Only to learn now that they're gonna have to extradite me to the United States to face trial. I asked the lawyer at the time if he could counsel me, and he explained to me that based on that situation in the United States, not only that he can't counsel me, he can't get me bail in Canada, because once having a warrant in the United States, they would not grant me bail. The said lawyer told me that he could recommend a lawyer in the United States, which he recommended a lawyer, and I contact my family, and they retained the lawyer. And the lawyer explained to me this basically the same story that the lawyer here told me, that is roughly 9 years before the incident with the marijuana, what I got arrested for, that they caught somebody in Miami, Florida, with ecstasy, a large sum of ecstasy, and the individual told them that I am the one who gave them the contact. By giving that person the contact or the connection, whatever that's supposed to mean, automatically involved. So they charged me for conspiracy. So that was the beginning of my nightmare.
Was that true or not?
Well, if there's any truth about it, yes, I did give the individual a number. Actually, the Jamaican brother, I was there working at a studio named the It Factory in Miami. Like every day, different people come by and support, you know what I mean? And as a people person, you know, I mean, like, I never isolate myself from anyone. Doesn't matter, don't look how rugged you look or how you come, you know what I mean? I always show everybody love and, you know, respect and support. He told me a name which I once said the name and camera, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean, that is them. But he asked me if I am familiar with that particular company, and he told me the name. I said, not really, but I could inquire. You know, it's a trucking company. So, and because I actually used to be in trucking business too, you know what I mean? So I told him I would inquire, but that was the last thing on my mind because I'm on my mission,
yes,
working on my project. But he would come there multiple times and they keep asking me, Iley, you get in touch, you get the link, you find the link, and I keep telling him I will do it, I will do it. Eventually I called a friend of mine, which is also my church sister, and she gave me two different company. So I end up giving both company name, both name, both the name of the company. I don't know the name of the owner, just the name of the company. But I saw him maybe about 3 times after that, but I never asked him if he got you or anything because it was none of my business. I never really think that is something that I interested to know if he gets you or if he don't get you. He didn't say anything to me, neither have I asked him anything. After I got extradited and was in a place they call FDC Miami, about 3 days after arriving there, the detectives came and said that they want to have a talk with me and so forth, which they pitched a proposal to say, based on my cooperation, you know, I won't have to, I don't even literally have to go to court. And I can actually go home to my family and everything can be settled. They use the term that they're not interested in chicken wings and chips. They need steaks.
Just to pause a bit, let's take a break here. When we come back, we continue the conversation.
The lawyer advised me that based on my cooperation and support, if I plead guilty, then I may not have to serve any prison time. But if I go to court, because ecstasy is a dangerous charges in the state of Florida, I might get up to 40 years.
This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Earth Angel in collaboration with Harvest to Treasure Foundation's Perfect Love Jamaica talent show and gospel concert. Saturday, May 18 at Friendship Primary School, Fairfield Road, Spanish Town. For tickets and info, dial 876-843-3710.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
And we're back with our guest, Iley Dread, right here on stage.
All right, so before the break, the arresting officers proposed a deal that would shorten your time behind bars. Did you take it?
Just show me a list of pictures and asked me if I know any of these individuals. Roughly about 9 pictures. I think 1 female and about 8 gentlemen, 8 male. So within the first maybe 30 seconds, I recognized one, which is the same dude that I gave the number many years ago. So I didn't think I have no reason to lie or anything like that. So I told the officer, out of all these people, only one that I recognize is this guy. I know him as Mark. But the name that was on the paper was a different name, which I don't know him by that name. I only know him by the image and by his alias name. So I panicked. But so the officer said to me, well, all these people said that you're the man, you're the big man. So.
Meaning what?
When he said it to me, I'm just assuming the worst. Maybe I was just procrastinating that when I say I'm the big man, I'm trying to say I am some dealer, like I'm some drug dealer, some drug lord or something like that.
Okay.
You know, so I said, officer, I'm here to tell you the truth and I have no reason to lie to you. I mean, like, I have nothing to gain. You know, from lying, just the only person I know out of these people, you know, and I know him as Mark. And so he said, what? So he asked me what dealing I had with Mark. So I told him the same thing. I said, many years ago, I was working here in Florida. He asked me for a particular trucking company. I never have no contact with that trucking company, but I end up source 2 different trucking company and give him both of them. I didn't ask him what type of product he was gonna ship or export or import because I never thought that was any of my business. I didn't really have any concern because I wasn't thinking the worst, number one. It never even came across my thought that you want to do something illegally or anything like that, you know. So now I must say that experience made me view life completely different. You know, now somebody should ask me for any such thing about anything nowadays.
That trucker was involved in the transportation of illegal drugs.
Well, what revealed to me, based on the investigation and what the disclosure and all that, is that this dude and his girlfriend or wife, I don't know, his female companion, was caught with ecstasy. And they told the officers that I am the one that give them the contact. So until today, I'm not sure if it's even one of the name that company that I give him, because I don't know them, like say, they didn't say based on the disclosure, they didn't identify the name of the trucking company or anything like that. All they show me in the disclosure is that these people say that I am a dealer, and this particular individual told him that I am the one that gave them the
So you were charged?
Yes, I was charged with conspiracy. Actually, after I was charged, the lawyer advised me that based on my cooperation and support, if I plead guilty, then I may not have to serve any prison time. But if I go to court, because ecstasy is a dangerous charges in the state of Florida, I might get up to 40 years. So going to trial, and it's going to cost the government resources and money and everything, they might come down on me with the iron claw, you know what I mean? So it's in my best interest to plead guilty, and based on that, I would have to serve home confinement. So, you know, I mean, I found it very hard at the time to plead guilty for something which I feel like I didn't do anything. It wasn't I didn't do anything like out of several and willful. It wasn't, I never intend to help anyone or to assist anyone in any wrongdoing. But it's just something that I would do freely without thinking anything negative, you know? So to answer your question, up until today, I feel like I didn't do anything wrong, but based on that experience, I am more cautious. I am more, what do you call it now? Reluctant.
But you did serve time, didn't you?
Well, yes, I cooperate based on what just to get to that point. What the lawyer told me that was that I would not serve any time,
yes,
based on my cooperation. When I arrived, on the date when I arrived in court, and the judge asked me, how do I wish to plead? I told the judge I want to plead guilty. So the judge asked me, why? Why are you pleading guilty? So I said to her, I just want to cooperate, you know, and so forth. So the judge said to me, cooperate? Are you sure no one not telling you to do this? Are you sure you're doing this on your own? So I said, I think a few seconds, I take a few seconds. I know that it was the lawyer told me, but I didn't want to say it's the lawyer tell me. You know, I never think that maybe it's good for me to say that. So I told the judge, say, yes, Your Honor, I'm doing it on my own. And she said to me like 3 times, she said, Levi, you want some time to think about what you're doing? Because I can rip up this paper right now and throw it in the garbage if you want some time to think about it. But I remember the lawyer told me that I won't have to serve any prison time. So that was in my mind that, you know, why am I gonna go back to the jail to wait to come back to trial, or to come back when the lawyer already told me something which I believe, because I thought that he was guiding me in the right direction, giving me good counseling. But anyway, a few minutes later, the judge said to the prosecutor, isn't this case past the statute of limitation?
Yes.
This is like 11 years ago. And so the prosecutor responded and said, yes, Your Honor, but he was a fugitive. So that's when I said to the lawyer that, how could I be a fugitive not knowing that there is a warrant for me? Nobody said this to me. I have no knowledge about this. You know, I've been traveling up and down all over the world. So this is not fair to me to say that I was a fugitive. You know, so I asked the lawyer then if I can change my plea. The lawyer said to me, no, that's not how it works. You have to appeal it. So I was really disturbed and about the whole situation, learning that the lawyer misguided me, because the lawyer should have told me from day one that it's past the statute of limitation. This shouldn't even go to court, based on what the judge just said at that moment.
Yeah, but what's the conclusion? What did the judge do, though?
No.
Yes.
Okay. Well, based on the fact that I plead guilty out of being ignorant of the law
Yes.
and the right, it's like the judge asked the prosecutor, so what are you guys asking for? What's the,
Yes.
And the lawyer, the prosecutor told the judge that he asking for 135 months. So even when, so the judge said, what? And the judge said some other things which I'm not even gonna repeat here. But the judge was like, seems like disturbed about what the prosecutor was asking for, based on the response that she gave. Anyways, when the prosecutor said 135 months, basically the judge just waved her hand and said, well, he said he's guilty. So she didn't, what I learned, the judge could have object, the judge could have increased it or decreased it, but the judge just waved her hand and say, oh, he plead guilty, so this is what it is. And basically walk out the court.
So that's it? Just like that?
Yeah,
yes.
So to continue now with the lawyer, I told the lawyer that seeing that he suggests that I have to appeal it, the only way to change is to appeal it. So about 3 days straight, I'm trying to call him, he's not answering. I finally get him and he said, oh, he was preparing the paperwork, and as soon as and he ready to proceed with the appeal, as soon as he received a retainer. So that was another shock to me. This lawyer just keep hitting me with shock waves, because I already pay him because he told me initially that I need to pay him in full, which I already pay him 45 grand US dollars. And so he told me that I need to retain him again before he can do the appeal. I never knew that there was gonna be more money, again, because I thought I already paid for it. Anyways, I asked him how much was he charging me. He told me that it's another 45 grand, but he could give me a discount of 10 grand. And I said, Mr. Man, I already give you all my money. I don't have any more money. And I never knew that it would have cost me more money. When you told me that you could appeal it, I thought that it was already in the package. That's what I already cleared you for. He said to me, Levi, you can't expect me to work for free. Actually, I already pay out of my pocket to prepare your paperwork. So if you really want to appeal this case, send me my retainer and I can proceed. Well, anyways, just like going through days of this restless, frustrated, disturbed, pacing the wall, I end up call my family, explain to them what was going on and support. My brother, who also live in Florida, my brother ended up getting a lawyer that was charging me so much less. This lawyer said that he would appeal the case for $5,000. My brother gave the lawyer the 5 grand, and he advised my brother that I should call him. So when I called him, he said to me, Levi, you didn't read the plea agreement, what you signed to? So I said, no, this plea agreement was present to me on the day of trial. And I asked him why. He said, this plea agreement of 14 days. After 14 days, it cannot be appealed again. But that was almost 21 days after, so it was like 14 took away 14. So it was like about a week or something like that later than the date that I should have appealed it. So based on that situation now, I was like crushed, because the 135 months that the prosecutor asked for now became like made out of luck. It luck now, because the time for me to appeal already expired.
Coming up, Iley Dread reveals plans for events that will make his return to promotion. And later, the premiere of a song that speaks about his trial and tribulation.
This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Earth Angel in collaboration with Harvest to Treasure Foundation's Perfect Love Jamaica talent show and gospel concert. Saturday, May 18 at Friendship Primary School, Fairfield Road, Spanish Town. For tickets and info, dial 876-843-3710.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
In our previous segment, your lawyer advised that the time to appeal the case had passed. Where did it go from there?
The lawyer told me that the only thing he could do at that stage is file for treaty transfer, because if the same case was supposed to be in Canada, it wouldn't even go trial, because in Canada, if somebody say you do something, they would have to have more than he say, she say, for you to be prosecuted and go to trial. You know, it have to be much more than that. But in the state of Florida, once more than one person say you do something, then they can press charges on you, and you have to go to court, and then if the jury believe your side or their side. But unfortunately, the individual who got caught with whatever they caught him with, those people is his friends, basically. So he just make a deal with his friends to come to court to say, I am the source and thing like that. So based on that, that's how they get the press charge and they charge for conspiracy.
So is that, what are your suspicions? That they cut a deal with the law enforcers, a plea deal, and he told them it's you, and that got them some time, saved them some time, and take them out of trouble? What do you think? How do you process that?
What I realized and what I learned in Florida, when you got arrested for anything, it seems, I don't know if it's all the officers are like that, you know, but some officers would make a proposal to say, give us some people who you know are big dealers, and you can go home to your family, because the detectives that came to the audience center and interviewed me, they pitched me the same proposal. That if I give them some, you know, give them some people that big dealers, I don't have to serve not even one night. Which I explained to them that, number one, in all my life, I never really associate myself with people like those. And even if people are big dealers or small dealers, I never took the time out to investigate what people into for what they're not into. I always so consume doing my work, you know, because, you know, it's a full-time occupation. What I do, I'm fully consumed. I have no time to pay attention to what other people are doing, you know, and so forth. So to answer your question, I recognize that it's an option that people have where they can tell stories and other people are informers.
So in your case, do you suspect that the story was made up just so that they can get a deal?
Even though I can't sit here and say I know exactly. I'm just saying based on what revealed to me, based on the same proposal, I assume that that's what they did, because I don't mean like to be repetitive, but by the officer telling me that I don't have to serve no time, just give him some. So what I recognize is that it seems like there's the same thing that did. And there's other people in the prison that told me the same thing. So listen, man, what those people do, and even the officer, one of the officers told me that we believe that you was used as a scapegoat. You know, we believe that the dude, Mr. Mark, used you as a scapegoat. You know, but you can help yourself. You don't have to be a victim. You don't have to, you don't have to just, if you don't help yourself, you might serve up to 40 years imprisonment. And you told me all kind of stuff like, and that's the man going to take your wife, this, that, all kind of thing. Trying to drive some kind of fear, which is, I never, what you call it now? At first, when he was telling me these things, it never really sounded practical to me, but spending time behind bars, I realized that that's what many people do. Them just use other people as scapegoats. And they literally don't serve any time. Or if they do serve any time at all, it reduces drastically.
How many years did you actually serve?
To be exact, 5 years, and roughly 6 months here in Canada, because I arrived here on September 1st. I was at a institution they refer to as an assessment center, which being there waiting, not knowing that after 72 hours I was supposed to be released, because they asked me when I arrived here if I have a lawyer, and I told them no, because my charges was not here in Canada. So the lawyer that I had when I just got arrested for the marijuana, that I no longer had that lawyer. For that case already thrown out and finished with. That never got trial or anything, okay? So I told the officers when I arrived here that I didn't have any lawyer, and they told me that I'm gonna have to wait at the assessment center until they assess my document. Well, just like maybe, about 4 weeks ago, a parole officer asked me, "What are you doing here?" So I said to the officer, "I'm just waiting." They told me that it's a process with my assessment. And he said, "I view your file and your case is not in Canada, so you need this packet. You don't belong here. Your charges don't fall under the category of the individuals that would need to be here." So basically, it was another 6 months just waiting in vain, not knowing that I wasn't even supposed to be there sitting down waiting. But that officer, thank God, praise be unto the Lord, that that officer went through my paperwork and identified that I wasn't even supposed to be there sitting down waiting, and told me that I need to pack my stuff and leave.
And go. So that's when you became a free man once again?
Yes, sir.
Up to now?
Yes, sir.
All right. So you picked up back your Kings of Kings production. You reactivate your business. How difficult was it to do that?
Well, just like most things, when you're starting all over again, starting back from scratch, it's really a challenging situation, but I must say, all praise be and to the Most High for His grace, His mercy, because after all is said and done, I still have to be thankful for my musical family, so many people in the music industry, always send out their prayers and, send message by multiple sources that when I release, they want to help me to get back on my feet, So even before I release, I reach out to my manager and let him know that he should contact these artists and let them know that I want to come out rolling.
Coming up, Iley reveals plans for his return to promotion.
This episode of On Stage is brought to you in part by Earth Angel in collaboration with Harvest to Treasure Foundations. Perfect Love Jamaica talent show and gospel concert. Saturday, May 18 at Friendship Primary School, Fairfield Road, Spanish Town. For tickets and info, dial 876-843-3710.
On Stage with Winfred Williams.
And we're back speaking with Iley Dread at the Hilton Hampton Hotel in Toronto.
What can you tell us about your plans to get back into events promotion?
You know, I give praises to the Most High for His tender loving kindness and forgiveness. You know, His mercy endured forever. And I am very grateful for all my musical, family who, giving me so much, showing me so much empathy, and support by making so much sacrifice. Some of these artists have their annual Mother's Day event, but our shows with them work in Jamaica or in Europe or wherever, and they sacrifice making serious money to come and help me to get back on my feet. So I am sincerely grateful for the love and support, and for everyone who lift me up in prayers. I am sincerely grateful. Everyone who reached out to me, write so much support letters, numerous. The judge read until she said, "You must be one famous person." She must, because she said all these support letters. I never think of myself famous or anything. I always think of myself as the least of the apostles, but I am just grateful for the love and support. And right now, this is my first event, which is the Mother's Day. Actually, an annual event that I used to keep years ago. Mother's Day is one of my favorite days because every day is really Mother's Day for me, but seeing that Mother's Day celebrate on one particular. So I always do an annual Mother's Day event and so forth. So even though I have involved in other business in the past, like restaurant business, real estate business, but my passion is really music. I grew up in music. My dad was a DJ. My mom is a singer, so I'm really passionate about music, not just for self-gain, but it's something that I recognize that I can help provide, not just for my immediate biological family, but for other people. I'm an advocate of many charity society, mental health society, artistic children, cancer society. My manager can tell you, part proceed of all Kings of Kings event go to our charity. We have, so for me, it's give me great joy when I can do something where I can give back and I can help, people in needs and so forth. So now that I am free from behind bar, so I mean, like, this is out of all the business that I have involved in the past, as I said, this is what I really found joy in, and I believe this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, this music business, which is, I wear many caps. I first started out as a singer, songwriter, and so forth. So I continue writing songs, not just for myself, because I write songs for a lot of artists. I've been doing that since I was a young boy. Maybe if you read my autobiography, you can see even people that, like some of the greats, at that young age, it was just something I was just inspired to write. And I wasn't planning to become a singer or anything. I was just writing my songs and give to people that I look up to. But I remember Dennis Brown said to me one day, "Iley, you have a nice little voice, man. I carry a studio." I said, "A studio thing." But he ended up bringing me to a studio named Dynamic Sound. And then I recorded a song titled Flowers of My Garden, which actually hit the charts in Jamaica and actually was nominated here as Best Reggae Song in the Canadian Junior Awards. That was my first single that released. I recorded more other songs before that, but since then that really kind of gave me encouragement that to say, you know what, if this song can go places and hit the charts in England, so many places, maybe this is something that I should check out. And so I start recording some songs and put out a few albums and things. But wearing so many caps, it also slowed me down in my singing career, because I've been producing, promoting, and so forth. So now, moving forward, I will still continue to, in certain aspects, like keeping concerts and and producing, but I don't plan to wear as many caps as I used to as before, because I think when you reach certain age, you have to get your priorities straight, And I also recognize that even though the music business it's a beautiful business, but it can be also, we call now, if you don't study the business of it, and which that is where I went wrong when I just started, and this is something I would encourage every artist, whether young or old, if you want to get into the business of music, in the fields of music, study the business of it, so you can educate yourself about what can work for you and what will work against you, and so forth. So really and truly, now, I'm just feeling inspired and motivated to know that the support that I'm getting, and I'm just looking forward to get things rolling back and continue my mission, because these charities foundation, they really have this expectation. So being thrown off, being the situation really, we call it now, take me away from what I'm accustomed to do, and so it makes me feel disappointed, like I disappoint not only my immediate family, but my duty, my assignment, what I accustomed to do. So just being able to rekindle the fire and start back, it's really motivation. A motivating vibe for me. It makes me feel motivated.
So you're back in business. You pick up the pieces and you're back, Iley. So tell us what's happening. What are your activities? What are coming? What are we to look forward to?
Yes, I'm back on the track, and ain't no time to relax. Mm-hmm. We come up with one of the biggest Mother's Day event ever in Canada. We have about 17 artists. It's like a festival. We call it Wonderful Vibration Mother's Brighter Days. It will be a grand celebration, lifting up the mothers, the sisters, the niece. And so I'm just asking everyone to just come and have a grand time. It will be a great celebration, and keeping it rolling. Picking up back the torch with on this ambassador award event that I was working on prior to my situation. So we still have the team in place and the concept and everything. So it's not like inventing the wheel. It's just to pick up back the pieces and get rolling and keep the fire blazing, lifting it up to another level.
So pause a bit for me and let me throw to a song that documents your entire journey, all of this story, all of what you've told us is put in a song by you that we'd like to go to right now.
Maestro.
Order in the court.
This is facts, Iley say. Whenever that you're in the USA, don't get too relaxed. Because in America, whenever more than one person get in trouble with the law and call your name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
It knows it.
In America, whenever two or more get in trouble with the law and call your name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
It knows it.
This is reality, not fantasy. When some people got caught by the authorities, they plan how to use as a scapegoat and they deal with their friends to tell lies on you. Then make sure you rehearse properly. for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
knows it.
In America, whenever two or more get in trouble with the law and call the name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
They worship a paper that says all men created equal. They fail to mention that does not include our people. We wasn't at the table, so they was able to freak of slavery. Jim Crow hit my nigga Rico with the Rico. There used to be a code, it wasn't easy to track us, but now we just Insta, TikTok with the tracker. Be wary of the man-made law, take my chances, man, I'm rolling with Jah.
Take my advice and be careful of bad company. Believe me, I say, in America, whenever he said, she said, that's all it is. He said, she said, that is enough. He said, she said, that's all it is. Police to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
Will and charge me for just whenever see me with room. Me not jail and never give me no bill. Send me to prison for no just reason. Push me to the limit, get angry and mad. Burden, stress, frustrated and sad. Put me fast and pray, vengeance to God. Don't want to do nothing bad. For by faith, God, mercy and grace, I know He will deliver me. There's so many innocent people behind bars. People serving time for crime that they have never done. So many lost their hopes and confidence in the justice system. So in their own life, their solution is suicide. Please help me pray for the victims.
Please help me pray.
Please help me pray for the victims.
Please help me pray.
In America, whenever more than one person get in trouble with the law and call your name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
In America, whenever two or more get in trouble with the law and call your name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
Innocent projects, thank you for doing what you're doing by helping the victims of the system.
Okay, so that's it. In America, conspiracy. Now you can go back and watch it again. Okay? Please. Iley, well done, sir. Well done.
Well, I was told
Yes.
by a lot of people that the story must be told, even many officers. So I am grateful for the peace officers because it's not everyone. I can't say everybody wear the same cap or wear the same shoes. There are some wonderful humanitarian officers, you know, here in Canada and the United States as well. So give thanks for all the humanitarians.
Appreciate you coming and chatting to us, sir.
Thank
We
you
wish
for
you
your
all
time,
the best.
man. Appreciate.
And we
Keep up the good works.
You too, sir. Good to have you back, Iley. Okay, and that's it. Our Iley Dread exclusive from Toronto, Canada. His rise, fall, and rising again. Winford Williams, on behalf of the hardworking team here in Toronto, thanking you for joining us. Do join us again next week for more on stage, and you can never tell where we may be coming from that time.
That's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
In America, whenever two or more get in trouble with the law and call your name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
This is reality, not fantasy. When some people got caught by the authorities, they plan out to use as a scapegoat, and they deal with their friends to tell lies on you. Then make sure they rehearse properly, so they all tell the same story. So when they go before the court, they convince the judge and jury, prosecutor, lawyer, secretary, even the liar that you hire. Believe me, I say, secretary, even the liar that you hire. Believe me, I say. In America, whenever more than one person get in trouble with the law and call your name, that's all it takes for the cops to charge you with conspiracy.
Knows it.
In America, whenever two or more get.
Thanks for watching our video. Please click subscribe and be on our stage anywhere, anytime, always.